Warning, this episode contains spoilers for The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 6. So if you haven't seen it yet, come back later when you have. This is the way.
In the opening scene, we see a Quarren vessel travelling through space when it is encountered by an Imperial Star Destroyer. This, however, is not as it seems, as this vessel is under the command of Axe Woves and the Mandalorians. They announce that they are working as mercenaries and have come to return a Mon Calamari traveller to his Viceroy mother, as he appears to have run off with the ship's captain. Ah, young love. We rejoin our heroes Bo-Katan, Din Djarin and Grogu as they set out for the planet Plazir 15, where Bo-Katan's Mandalorian fleet are now stationed. As they plan their strategy, they are involuntarily led to the planet's rulers, Captain Bombardier and the Duchess, played by Jack Black and the wonderful Lizzo, who ask for their help in neutralising several repurposed but malfunctioning Imperial and Separatist droids.
You had me at battle droids.
After hunting down and deactivating a rogue droid with the help of the Ugnaughts,
I have spoken.
Bo-Katan and Djarin follow a trail to the Resistor, a droid bar, and convince its bartender and droid customers to help them. They find out that the droids are being sabotaged through nanodroids served in the bar's maintenance fluid, which were illegally imported by Commissioner Halgate, head of the Planetary Security Office, played by the legend Christopher Lloyd. When confronted, Halgate reveals himself to be a separatist and threatens to revert all the droids back to their original programming before Bo-Katan knocks him out, and he is exiled by the Duchess and the Captain. After completing their side mission, Bo-Katan and Din, along with the newly knighted Grogu, are granted an audience with the Mandalorian mercenaries. Bo-Katan challenges their new leader Woves for leadership and defeats him. When questioned on her right to leadership, Djarin recalls his capture by the cyborg in the mines of Mandalore and his rescue by Bo-Katan, which rightfully bestows the Darksaber back to her. The Mandalorians accept this and Bo-Katan extends the Darksaber. The end. I'll keep saying it, this is great Star Wars. First off, I'm really enjoying the relationship of respect that Din and Bo-Katan have for each other. It seems like Grogu is becoming a bit of a side character in this season, but I don't think this is a bad thing. It's just a long game with his character development. Speaking of Grogu, I also really enjoy the cameos from Jack Black and of course the brilliant Lizzo. Her interactions with Grogu were great, and whilst it was a bit over the top, it added a nice comedic element to the show. It would seem that Captain Bombardier's character was written for Jack Black, and it was brilliantly Jack Black. Another element of the show I'm enjoying is the inclusion of so many Star Wars species. We got a closer look at the Quarren, Mon Calamari and the Ugnaughts in this episode.
I have spoken.
Which gives the show a more live-action Clone Wars series type feel, which is obviously Dave Filoni influenced, and it adds more scale to the Star Wars universe. And of course, we have finally caught up with Bo-Katan's Mandalorian fleet, which looks like it has plenty of firepower. In saying that, I can't help but feel that we may see this fleet dwarfed at some point by the remainder of the Empire's fleet, perhaps on a return to Mandalore. Things seem to be going a bit too well for Bo-Katan at the moment. While we are starting to see a bigger picture for the Mandalorians, we are no closer to finding out what the Empire are up to. No sign yet of Moff Gideon, and of course there was no mention of the speculation that the Mandalorians were involved in his rescue. It's been set up to seem that this would have been something that the Mandalorian mercenaries may have done, but with Mercedes Monet Venado's Koska Reeves present during the capture of Moff Gideon, it's unlikely that the honourable Mandalorians would have been involved. And if so, it wouldn't stay a secret for long. With only 2 episodes left, I would expect that we are in for 2 story-packed episodes over the coming weeks.